What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. First, I want to give a huge shout out to Slenderella. Thank you so much for the PayPal. I really appreciate all the support, Slenderella. And I want to give another huge shout out to Kelly. Thank you so much for the Zelle. I really appreciate you, hooligans. Thank you so much. We're going to be starting out with this first video titled, Will Robots Soon Carry Human Babies? Twin Doctors Answer. This is News Nation. They're woke-ass doctors. They're going to be asking and answering a plethora of questions, and I figured it'd be a good warm-up to get us started for the day. Then we got a video titled National Guard Armed in D.C. to Bolster Trump's Crime Crackdown. There's a follow-up video on the crackdown in D.C. that we've been keeping track of. Then we got a video, well, it's not a video, it's bullet points that Who sent me of Maxwell's testimony. I haven't read through it yet, but we're all going to read through it together. Then we got a video titled Trump Orders Review of 55 million U.S. visa holders for deportable violations. They're going to be going through and seeing if anybody's screwed up and about to get kicked out of the country. Then we got an interesting video titled Habba speaks out after Obama appointed judge strips her of authority in stunning legal rebuke. They're trying to say that she's serving illegally, and well, they're just causing problems. Then we got our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through, and it was provided by Simply Witchy. It's titled The View Isn't Good From Here. Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled Sheriff Richard Del Toro gives update on extradition of driver. This is a doubly, so it's a follow-up on the illegal truck driver that did the U-turn and the van slammed into it, killing 3 Americans. The first is going to be the sheriff giving us an update, and the second video is going to be a video of the driver being transported. Like I said, we're going to play those back to back. Then we got a video titled FBI raids home and office of former ex-Trump advisor John Bolton. I don't know, at least somebody's getting raided. It has to do with classified information or something like that, but they're not saying there's going to be any arrests, so I don't know. I guess we'll have to just keep up to date with it. Then we got a video titled Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be released from jail today. That's the poor father from Maryland that's actually a MS-13 gang member, woman-beating, human-smuggling piece of shit. But he may be out on bond. We'll see how that goes. Then for the last little bit of the news, we got interesting. I wish it was lefties losing it, but instead it's actually this awful story of Emmanuel Harrow. Everything we know about the parents arrested in missing baby case. This baby, the 7-month-old, is missing and they think it's dead, and so they just went and arrested the parents. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. I provided the first one. It's titled, What Does the Candle Smell Like? Then our official funny video of the day was provided by Cerebrus, and I think we've covered it before, but it's fucking hilarious. It's titled The Daily News, and all of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Guess Some? What's up, Zero? What's up, Simply Witchy? What's up, Live It Review? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Elder Zoomer, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and I appreciate you racing to the chat, Elder Zoomer. What's up, Major? What's up, Kevin? What's up, HBig? What's up, Turbo? What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Guess some, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Fitzy? What's up, Boosted Flames? Happy freedom. What's up, D-Cat? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Godspeed? Happy freedom. Let me see. What's up, Ramsey? What's up, Bright Gaming? Happy freedom. What's up, Patriot Dad? If I can get you already, happy freedom to you. What's up, Toast? Happy freedom. What's up, Beck Frank? Appreciate you joining us. Let me say, what's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom. Hair Juicer, you going to be here first thing tomorrow? I got to go buy those hot dogs and things because tomorrow we're going to do the hooligan picnic. You guys are welcome to hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on the GoofTube? Tube Steak, you were first today. Appreciate you racing the chat, and happy freedom to you. What's up, Damon Walker? What's up, Real Legend? What's up, Samantha? Guess you're truly omnipresent. Appreciate you. And what's up, it's me. Happy freedom. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, this first video here is Will Robots Soon Carry Human Babies? Twin Doctors Answer. Now, these are a couple of woke doctors here, so they're going to be soft and stupid, as one does. But they're going to be asking and answering a plethora of questions. And like I said before, I think it's a good warm-up to get the day started. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does, so I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we even made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the I'm an American and I do not comply t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. Let me drop all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Our twin doctors, Dr. I and Dr. J, are waking up with us, answering all of your burning health questions about health, those latest medical trends we've all been reading and wondering about. Morning, guys. Happy Friday to you. Let me start with something that caught our eye that I don't know how to feel about it, but let me just say, true or false, in 2026, pregnant robots will do all the work growing human babies. I'm going to say false in doing all the work. Maybe true in doing some of it. I don't know. I don't know.
So this one is true, but it's true with the caveat. So in 2026, there will be pregnant robots. That much is true. However, they're not going to be doing all of the work. There will still be some work for you traditional pregnant ladies. So this is the deal. A firm in China actually developed a gestational robot. And so this robot, they say, can carry a fetus from the time of conception until the time of delivery. And yeah, that's a picture of it.
And is this really what it's going to look like?
Amniotic fluid. That's what they say it's going to look like. It's going to have amniotic fluid. It's going to have a tube connected to the umbilical cord to give baby nutrients, take away the waste. And they say that it will be able to gestate an entire baby, entire pregnancy. This is good for people with infertility, potentially people that are looking for a surrogate. This isn't great for people with ethical concerns. And for doctors, I'm like, what does this mean? Are we going to be out of a job? Are they going to come like, doctor, the contractions are coming? Like, I don't know what that's going to look like for us, but, you know, next baby Marky, you get that gestational surrogate and I'm going to deliver it.
Yeah, I think I've had my two and done, so I'll wait and see how this works out. I have so many other questions, but we got to move on. Let's talk human aging now. It accelerates at its fastest pace when we reach the age of 30. I'm going to say false. Fastest on false.
That's false. That's false. When you're 30, you're still on the ascent. Life is great. No, so research has actually shown that aging accelerates most between 45 and 55, with 50 being the age that it really picks up. And for the longest time, researchers have wondered why. How does every part of the body know to start accelerating its aging process once you get to around 50? And what they basically found was the aorta, which is the main blood vessel that drains blood from the heart out to the rest of the body, sends signals around 50 that indicate that it's time to accelerate the aging process. And then all of the other organs kick in, and in unison, they start to release these hormones and proteins that accelerate aging. So no, at 30, you're doing just fine. When you hit 50, that's when the aging really starts to pick up.
Okay, so I got a few years ahead of me here on the ascent. I like it.
There you go.
Well, speaking of aging, let's talk longevity. True or false? The Mediterranean diet holds the key to longevity. I think in terms of food, I'm gonna go with true on that.
Yes, that is actually true. That is actually true. The Mediterranean diet is tried and true, no pun intended. So the Mediterranean diet focuses on food, right? That's the diet portion. So we're talking seeds, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, fish, lean meat, olive oil is the fat source. And that's good for our cholesterol, our blood sugar, reduces the risk of heart attack, diabetes, reduces cellular aging. So it's good in that sense. But also the Mediterranean diet focuses on activity, which is the other part of the puzzle. It stimulates you to be more active, to just on baseline, walk more, things that are going to, again, keep your weight lower, keep your blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, all of those things lower. So yes, it absolutely is the way to go. And the good thing about the Mediterranean diet is they have certain morphs that look at your particular medical issues and needs and kind of tailor it to you. So it definitely is a key to longevity.
And not to mention, it's delicious. It's one of my favorite cuisines, regardless of the longevity benefits that accompany it. True or false, smoking weed can adversely affect cancer treatments? I'm going to go with true on that.
And it's actually really concerning when you consider the fact that 50% of people who are undergoing cancer treatment are also using marijuana. And that's because a lot of people promote it for increasing the appetite, which when people are on chemotherapy, their appetite's compromised. A lot of people promote it for helping with the nausea and the vomiting that you get with the chemotherapy and the cancer treatments as well. And so half of people undergoing cancer treatment in the US are using marijuana to cope with some of the symptoms. But what research has recently found is marijuana interacts with portions of the immune system that can adversely affect inflammation. Now, we normally think of inflammation as being bad, right? And under certain circumstances, it is. But inflammation has some benefits as well, especially during cancer treatment. Inflammation is part of the response that allows your body to recognize cancer cells, identify, grab, and dispose of. Inflammation also helps with wound healing after you've had surgery for cancer, helps with wound healing after radiation therapy. And so basically by smoking marijuana, because you can tamp down inflammation, you can actually slow your response to cancer. And so the thought is that you may want to consider doing things that have CBD in them, but avoiding the THC.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.
Okay, anyways. Like I said, got the woke doctors out there talking that shit. Lead review, I don't stop smoking weed. Oh, so don't stop smoking weed. Noted. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They didn't want to say it like that, and they were like, well, maybe look for the CBD stuff. Like, I don't know. They got $45 ounces here. I'm not worried about I'm not worried about the bullshit. Anyways, next up, National Guard armed in DC to bolster Trump's new crime crackdown. I don't know why I was going to say new. Crime crackdown. It's obviously a follow-up on the crackdown in DC. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these woke doctors talking about robots carrying babies and how you start to die faster at 50, which is interesting. I've never heard of that before. And that smoking weed could be good for you. I don't know. Maybe that's a little misleading the way that I'm saying it. But either way, you guys watch the video. You know what I'm talking about. Russell, Mediterranean food is good. See, I don't even know what that is. That sounds too fancy for me. But either way. Zero. Oh, I understand. How did bowling go yesterday? And happy freedom to you, Livid Review, if I can get you already. What's up, Who Through? Happy freedom. Hair juicer. Jesus, Brave New World. Lab-grown children that are sexualized from birth. Huxley wasn't writing instructions. Yeah, we're going to have AI raising the babies. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a good idea to me. What's up, Ghetto Boy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom to you. Grow and range your own food. Yeah, I would if I could, but I can't because I'm in this damn apartment. I hate it. I hate it. Done. Marijuana is an anti-carcinogen and promotes brain cell growth. I agree. DCAT, that's disgusting and disturbing at the same time, but there are people that will doubt there are people who will do that out. I don't know what you're trying to say, DCAT. I'm sure some people will do it, just like people who have babies, but they got nannies, so they ain't even like raising the baby. Every time the baby cries, they just hand it to the nanny. I bet people like that will be the first ones to go out here and buy these robots and stuff. What's your name? Woke Eponymous? Is that how you say it? Well, happy freedom to you. Bally Hooligan. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us over here in the chat. Crickis, olive oil and wine. Those Eastern Russian mountain peeps live a long time. I've never had olive oil in my wine, but I do have both that I consume pretty regularly. What's up, Daynon? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Glamour? Happy freedom. Pager Dad, the brothers sound gay. They aren't making babies. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. They're a little flamboyant, I will say that. Oh, I appreciate you reposting, Ramsey. Yeah, thank all of you hooligans that keep reposting the live. You guys are a huge help. What's up, Keep It Salty? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Totally Care? Happy freedom to you. Glorified test tube symbiotes? Yeah, that's where we're heading. Simply Witchy, they won't have that bond with the child. Yeah. Well, I swear, and maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should Google it. But I heard that people not people, but babies in China die all the time from not being held because love matters and stuff like that. And they just leave the baby laying around all the time and causes babies to die and shit. Now, again, maybe that's not true. But I know, what do they call it? Like skin to skin contact when your baby's first born. They need it. They need that kind of stuff. So I don't know how raising a baby with a robot would, how's that going to raise an upstanding person? Kevin, it's only 64 here and getting colder because of sundown and the strong north wind. Yeah, it's cooling off here too. Kevin, it's only 46 in the morning. Oh, it's colder there than it is here. I'm kind of surprised by that. What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tim Mack? What's up, Damon Walker? What's up, Kazumi? Happy freedom to you. Kazumi. Once artificial wombs are available everywhere, the entire abortion debate will completely change. Yeah, and then the lefties are going to go out there and start protesting rights for AI. I'm just waiting for that. What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom to you. Oh, yeah, it's Friday. We got the voice chat today. Make sure you go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. Got to get the paid membership, but you could join us in the voice chat. It's a lot of fun. We just spend the whole night laughing. Good Lord, Russell. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, National Guard armed in D.C. to bolster Trump's crime crackdown. So follow up on the D.C. crackdown, obviously. Give us some new details here. Come on, do the damn thing, YouTube. We've been waiting all day on you. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has authorized the nearly 2,000 National Guard troops patrolling the streets of D.C. that they can now carry weapons. And we're also learning more numbers about the arrests that were made overnight. So far, 719 arrests have been made. 300 of those are alleged illegal immigrants. This is all from numbers we're getting from the White House. The president speaking Friday, not providing a timeline on how long these National Guard troops will stay in our nation's capital.
The big question is, how long do we stay? Because if we stay, we want to make sure it doesn't come back. So we have to take care of these criminals and get them out.
President Trump also making a stop in Southeast D.C. to tout the operation, claiming crime is decreasing thanks to his administration's efforts over the last week or so. We've also seen strong opposition from protesters as well as D.C.'s mayor, who have touted crime numbers that were declining before President Trump's crackdown. President Trump hitting back, saying that if the mayor continues to tout those numbers, which he claims are inaccurate, he will implement this complete and total federal takeover of D.C.
Okay, so real quick update there on what's going on in DC. They're saying there's now 719 arrests. The National Guard is now armed, and out of the 719 arrests, 300 of them were illegals. I wonder if it's more than that, considering that was kind of blue news they're telling us. I assume they're lowballing the numbers there. Either way, trying to clean up DC. Next up, we got the Maxwell testimony. Like I said, Who had sent me some bullet points from her testimony. I haven't even read them yet. We're all going to read them for the first time together. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this update about the crackdown in D.C. Russell, female soldiers carrying weapons turns me on. Yeah, I used to like women that were willing to carry weapons and use force too. I had to learn the hard way. Zero. These robots are the first step to Gattaca. I gotta look that up. I got a tab reminder. I need to actually go look it up though. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. Picture Dad. I talk to my daughter every day in the egg donor's womb, played music to her, Bob Marley. I helped give birth to her. Our bond can't be faked. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Patriot Dad. Gotta have more good parents in the world. I'm glad you're one of them. What's up, J-Dog? Happy freedom to you. Elder Zoomer, lefties are going to say that AI has a right to abortion. Oh, that'll be really interesting. What's up, Space Baby? Happy freedom. Vocopotamus, votes for AI as well. We don't need those problems, but you know the lefties, they're going to push for it. Keep it salty. Wait, I missed it. Do you have sex with the robot? No, I don't know how it works. I don't know how the robots are carrying the baby. I think it's like someone else said in the chat, like test tube baby stuff, where you just, you know, trust the science and all of that and just give the robot a womb and then grow babies inside of it. I think they were talking like that. Happy freedom to you. Keep it salty. Who threw so ready for the weekend? Absolutely. Born to eat toast. It's satanic. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't read anywhere in the Bible where it was like, you need to let the robots have your babies. It just, that doesn't even make sense. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom to you. Major, the world's fucked. It is. It is. At least we got each other. What's up, Jason? Happy freedom. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. Agent O, a womb with a view. See, and that's a weird thing too. If you'd be able to see the baby in the womb, that's scary. That is scary stuff. J-Dog over here on X. Appreciate you being omnipresent. Russell, I know how to deliver a baby and do a C-section, but I've never done it. Well, Russell, there's a first time for everything. You should show up to the Hooligan Potluck. You never know. They might need your services there. It's hard to say. Either way, moving forward, like I said, we got Maxwell's testimony here. Who sent it to me. And we're going to read through really quick. And we're going to see how this goes. Let me see. I probably should download this stuff. Just a moment. There's quite a bit here, so I don't know what this is all going to look like. Did I do it right? I did. Alright. So this is what it looks like. Let's get everything out of the damn way here. There we go. Anyways, it says Ghislaine Maxwell, transcript summary. Maxwell denies the charges that she solicited women for Epstein. Rather, these millions Epstein paid were for business reasons. Maxwell says she did not see underage girls involved in any non-consensual or anything improper. Maxwell says that, or there has never been a list, no blackmail or explicitly am I not reading that right? Explicitly calls under rumor of intelligence agencies ties bullshit. Other details: Epstein managed the money of Elizabeth Johnson, J&J Hair in the 90s. Epstein had a business relationship with Jess Stanley, a former CEO of Barclays. Epstein helped Lynn D. Rothschild financially, although Maxwell says Rothschild will deny it. Epstein and Andres Pastrano, I don't know how you say, whatever that name is on the fucking screen. Colombia president, there we go. The Colombia president traveled together to Colombia and met with Castro in Cuba. Larry Summer was a personal friend of Epstein. Maxwell thinks she met Alex Soros at an event but doesn't remember the exact context. Sergey Brin held a birthday party, possibly with Epstein. I can't tell from the transcript, and Elon Musk was present. That's really interesting. Bobby Kennedy knew Epstein. She learned that on a dinosaur bone hunting trip, of all things. Maxwell says Trump seemed friendly with Epstein, but explicitly says she never saw anything improper. Epstein, for some reason, loved inviting scientists like Stephen Jay Gould I don't know how you said that, for dinner and talking science with them. Then it goes on to say, no Epstein client list exists. Maxwell denied the existence of the client list or black book of prominent individual associates with Jeffrey Epstein activities, stating there is no list. She claimed to trace the origin of this story to a 2009 civil lawsuit involving a former butler's deposition. No appropriate behavior by Trump, Maxwell stated. She never witnessed President Trump engage in any inappropriate behavior or receive messages. I think it's massages. Maybe it's messages. I don't know. In connection with Epstein, she described their relationship as social, beginning in the 1990s, and said she admired Trump's achievements. He's got huge achievements. No inappropriate behavior by Clinton. That just sounds like bullshit. Maxwell claimed she never saw former President Bill Clinton receive a massage, we're going to say a massage, or act inappropriately. She described Clinton as a friend who got along well with her, but said she did not observe any close relationship with Epstein. Denial of criminal activity by Epstein, Maxwell asserted. She never saw Epstein engage in non-consensual acts or abuse of underage girls. She claimed she never witnessed orgies or underage girls in massage settings at Epstein's properties. No recruits of underage masseuses. Maxwell denied recruiting underage girls to provide massages for Epstein, specifically refuting claims that she was paid $30 million to do so between 1999 and 2007, calling such allegations as categorically false. Disputing accusations testimony, Maxwell challenged the testimony of an accuser referred to as Jane, denying that Jane met Epstein at 14 or participated in orgies, or claimed she never saw any masseuses who appeared unhappy or unwilling. No knowledge of blackmail scheme. Maxwell rejected claims that Epstein was blackmailing or exerting control over others, stating she had no knowledge of such activities. Distancing from Epstein's actions while denying witnessing Epstein's criminal actions, Maxwell stated, I am not saying that Mr. Epstein did not do those things, attempting to distance herself from his actions without defending him. Prince Andrew not introduced by her. Maxwell denied introducing Prince Andrew to Epstein, calling such claims a flat untruth. Unfair treatment in trial. Maxwell maintained that she was wrongly accused, did not receive a fair trial, and described herself as a scapegoat for Epstein's crimes. So there's a lot there. I don't really believe any of that. I mean, how many people go to jail and say, oh, I'm innocent? You know, that's all that really sounds like to me, but it's very interesting. Next up, we got Trump orders review of 55 million U.S. visas holding for deportable violations. Might see some more deportations coming up. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about those Maxwell testimony bullet points. Zero just Lane is lying her ass off. Yeah, that's what I think too. Guess what would her motive be? She has an appeal hearing coming up, so I assume that's a pretty good reason to lie about these statements, because it could affect her appeal, but that's just my opinion. I don't really know. Live review. In other words, I will say whatever to stay alive and serve my time in a minimum security. Yeah, live review. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. Sounds like she's lying. Who threw the other screenshot is Grok breaking it down. Oh, thank you for clearing that up, Who threw. I wasn't sure, and I saw the Grok logos, and I wasn't sure about that, so thank you for letting me know, Who threw. MU, can't believe anything that they're saying. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Ramsey 100% BS. I don't know. That stuff just doesn't sound believable to me, but like I said, it's just my opinion. I can't say if she's lying or not. I wasn't there, but it sounds like bullshit to me. Vinny C. Rothschilds control the world, Illuminati, Freemasons, Skull and Bones, etc. Yeah. Yep, that and Monsantos or however you say it. Beck Frank, if she says no inappropriate behavior by Clinton, then her word on Trump is moot. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to think about all of it. Told her Carrie Maxwell doesn't think Epstein killed himself. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think that he would. What's up, 1776? Happy freedom to you. $17.76 is definitely BS. Ticks me off. I'm just wondering what are they going to do with it, you know? Like, is that it? Because today, I don't have a video on it because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about, but today they're supposed to be handing all the Epstein files to Congress. And now I don't know if they put out any statements since we started the live, but that was all that I had seen so far, is that Congress is supposed to receive all of the Epstein stuff there is to receive, and then we're just waiting to see what's going to happen next. So maybe tomorrow we'll have some more information on that, but otherwise it's like all we have is this testimony here saying that everyone's innocent, there wasn't any wrongdoing, and she shouldn't be in jail. What's up, DP? Happy freedom. DP, nothing has changed. They still need a steady supply of children. That's why things are happening the way they are now in the country. Well, it's like we still have 500,000 children missing. They talk about that as little as possible. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom to you. DP, well, if she says that she had witnessed anything that would implicate her and she doesn't want to go back to prison, she's ready to get out of all this. Let's see. A bunch of bullshit. Yeah, that's what I think too. Because she's got this appeal hearing coming up. And it's in a couple months. And I think she's worried about compromising that. That's why she said she didn't want to testify before Congress unless they were willing to give her a deal of pardon her. Or some sort of immunity and stuff like that. And so she was trying to finagle a way out of prison by talking to Congress. But they weren't willing to deal. So she's saying no. And I think it's all tied to the appeal hearing that's coming up. Tubesteak, she protects Trump and Clinton. Shocker. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. DP, after seeing J.D. Vance and his family at Disneyland, that's confirmation to us that we will never see the Epstein files in their full continuity. I know I ain't reading that right. I don't know. It would destroy Disney and the elite entertainment. Well, I wish they would just kick the tower over, but it's a bunch of pedophiles running the country, it seems like. Running the world. What's up, Larry Maddie? Happy freedom to you. Larry Maddie. Yeah, I believe they did nothing wrong as much as I believe Diddler didn't do it. That's not at all. Yeah, exactly. See, and that's what I'm saying too. It sounded a lot like the Diddy trial. I didn't do anything. They're like, but sir, we found a dude in a cage in your basement covered in baby oil. And he's like, yeah, he wanted to be there. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Whatever you say. Moving forward here, like I said, Trump orders review of 55 million U.S. visa holders for deportable violations. They're going to go through and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, or else they're getting deported. And, you know, that's how things go. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this video pulled up real quick like. They're going to make this mass deportation happen one way or another. Whether it's the illegals that came across the border or those that came here on visa and let it expire. Either way, she looks like she's looking at my wiener and she's a little scared. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get into this.
Another and different major headline for the White House this morning. President Trump has ordered a sweeping review of all 55 million U.S. visa holders. Anybody with a U.S. visa, that includes students, workers, tourists, could see them revoked and face deportation. The White House is calling this a national security measure, but some warn that it's the broadest crackdown of its kind in modern American history. Mills Hayes is following this one closely for us. So, Mills, what exactly does this review mean for people who are here legally?
Margie, it's a fundamental shift. The State Department's planning to review more than 55 million visa holders for deportable offenses like overstays, criminal activity, and engagement in, quote, terrorist activity. The State Department says that about 6,000 student visas have already been revoked, some for minor infractions, others for national security concerns. And commercial truck driver visas have been halted entirely. The administration arguing it's about road safety and jobs for Americans. That's especially true after a deadly crash on Florida's Turnpike involving undocumented truck driver Harjinder Singh, who attempted an illegal U-turn and allegedly killed 3 people. He has been charged with vehicular homicide and is now subject to deportation. Tourists, family visitors, people working here for U.S. companies, anyone with a visa is subject to what the State Department is calling continuous vetting. And according to the Department of Homeland Security, there were more than 12.8 million green card holders at the start of last year and nearly 11 million non-immigrant visas issued during the 2024 fiscal year. That means millions of people currently outside of the U.S. with multiple entry tourist visas will likely be subject to this kind of review, Markey.
So, Mills, what are critics saying about the administration's plan?
Markey, the plan's opponents say that they're concerned with how sweeping the review is. People can be flagged for anything, even what the administration calls anti-American activity. Critics say that's vague enough to include social media posts or participations in protest.
The dangers are like more heightened than ever before. I'd love to be able to say, online to you that, oh, no, there's a First Amendment right. If that person is here with the proper work papers, there's no way that he can't post what he wants to make his voice held. That's all part of the right of free speech. I would love to make that pronouncement, but can I comfortably make that pronouncement to an individual in today's climate? I cannot possibly do that.
Immigration advocates say that the plan raises serious constitutional questions and that the courts will have to decide whether the government can strip legal visitors of status based on such broad criteria. Markey.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our...
Cracking down on those visas. Now, the thing is this shouldn't even be news. This is something that should just be happening. You know, like if you had a visa and you're going to a country, you're assuming that when your visa expires, you better get your ass out of the country. You shouldn't be under the impression that, they're not going to look at it. They're not going to come looking for me. Nah, I'm just going to stay here illegally. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. Like I said, this shouldn't even be news. They should be looking at visas on a regular basis. We spend all that damn money on the federal government, and they ain't even checking on visas. So, I mean, at least they're getting to it now, but that should have already been a thing, in my opinion. Either way, next up, Alina Haba speaking out after Obama-appointed judge strips her of authority in stunning legal rebuke. Well, they're trying to take her power away, and they wouldn't be able to if they would actually do the vote for Congress or whatever and get her authenticated, but they don't. They don't want to do that. They don't want to hold a day to vote her in, and it's so stupid shit like this could happen. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Trump administration reviewing these 55 million visas. They're saying that 6,000 of the 55 million have already been revoked, and commercial truck driver visas have been halted because they're worried about national security because of that dumbass who did the U-turn and killed 3 Americans. Hopping in the chat, and like I said, we got Alina Haba coming up next. Zero allegedly, simply witchy. They don't want to be sued. Yeah. Russell, if you break the law, you gotta go. That's right. 100%. They hold us to that kind of, standard. Beck Frank, how hard is it just to do the right thing? Apparently it's very difficult because it seems like nobody does what they're supposed to do. I don't know. It's not right. But if accountability ever decides to come back, people will start getting back in line. Not everybody. We're always going to have bad people. And it's just the way the world is. But if there's no standard, no one's ever going to try. Crick Kiss, God loves surprises and has a sense of humor. Yes, he does. Ramsey, I want to see the 10K deportations a day. Yeah, I wish they would just go ahead and get that taken care of. Patriot Dad, she did have that big wiener look on her face. Yeah, Patriot Dad, I mean, I've never seen that look myself, but that's what it was looking like. She was eyeballing me. Told the carrier I tend to be an optimist. The glass is half full. It's a good way to be. What's up, Murdercom? Happy freedom to you. DP, if they look further into it, they will discover that many of the visa holders at the top would wound up desk jobs in DC. You think so? You think half these visas are people working in DC? I don't know. I hope not. Why are you guys saying free Tony? Who is Tony? Murray. Crit Kiss, I love the Trump said we're bringing back God and love. Yeah, well, we need it. We need it. We need God and love, and we need it bad. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, Alina Haba speaks out after Obama-appointed judge strips her of authority in stunning legal rebuke. Now, this is more nonsense, you know, just political antics and all of that on behalf of the Democrats. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get into this.
Joining us now is Alina Haba, the acting U.S. attorney in New Jersey. Alina, well, on that part, I think having the support of the president, which I know you have, and having the support of the attorney general should be reassuring. The fact that this is, you know, a politically motivated, Obama-appointed judge should not surprise anybody.
Sean, it's been real in New Jersey. I will tell you this. Number one, I was the nominee to become the U.S. attorney. And Cory Booker and Andy Kim, who I have never to this day spoken to in my life, despite my attempts to meet them, have truly, truly done us a disservice. And frankly, same with Senator Grassley, by holding up a traditional blue slip, not a law, and not allowing a lot of the president's picks to go through and be voted on by Senate. I didn't even get to that point. Then fast forward, it goes to the judges. 17 federal judges in the state of New Jersey, 15 of which are Obama and Biden appointed, that just like, frankly, we saw with Tish James, tried to use their seat for political motivation. I am the pick of the president. I am the pick of Pam Bondi, our attorney general, and I will serve this country like I have for the last several years in any capacity. You might try and change my title. You might try and fight me. But just like today with New York, we will win. We always do. It just takes time. But it's disturbing what we're seeing. It's not surprising, but it's disturbing. They think they have a voice for 5 minutes. They try and be activists. And Pam Bondi called it like it is. The attorney general said it today. We will not fall to rogue judges. We will not fall to people trying to be political when they should just be doing their job, respecting the president. And you can't get rid of the president. Almost 100 million people voted for him, and he is still and will be forever the 45th and 47th president of the United States.
Now, this is a case, I want to remind people about this, where you had an attorney general in the state of New York that ran on a platform to get one man, to go after one person. That was Donald Trump. Also to go after one organization, the Trump organization, one family, the Trump family. Get Trump, as Alan Dershowitz famously wrote in a book, and that was the title of the book. And in this particular case, if you recall, Judge Erdogan, because you were in the courtroom, you were there, and I've never seen a case like this in my life. They made a valuation of Mar-a-Lago at $18 million. You know, a brief perusal of Zillow will show you it is a ridiculous valuation. And this came up in one of the judge's writings here. that this was obscene and absurd, and expert witnesses were not listened to or not allowed to talk. And it's more like $1 billion property, not an $18 million property. That's how twisted and unjust the system is. And the sad part, Alina, to me, is not one liberal Democrat stood up and said, that's not right. Not one liberal Democrat, nobody in the legacy media pointed out the real valuation of Mar-a-Lago. Not one Democrat cared. And it's $1 billion property, 18 million, and a judge gets away with that. And you get an attorney general that runs on destroying one person. And that was acceptable to the left. That should upset every American.
Well, it destroyed them, Sean. It destroyed them. Look at them right now. They're in chaos. They're disrupted. And you've got leaders of the party too busy with a U.S. attorney in New Jersey than to look at the facts. Here's what they did. They went after the president and his corporation, and they lost. They lost, like we said they would. They lost. And if you look at Judge Friedman's dissent, it was perfectly stated. They looked at people like Michael Cohen to stand on their prosecutions. That's pathetic. It's deranged. And they lost on it. They lost on it in the long term. What they did was try to tie him up, and it didn't work. They're successful. The president is now the 47th president, and they lost. And this is the same thing they're going to continue to do. So get off your politics and be a judge. Do the right thing by this country. That's what we deserve.
There's no way they're going to keep Alina Haba down. You have the support of the president, you have the support of the attorney general, and probably most of the people in New Jersey also that believe in law and order. We appreciate you coming on, and we'll watch that case closely. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
Okay, so I was actually supposed to stop the video like a minute and a half in, but I don't know how much you guys like looking at Alina Haba, so we just let it run. Either way, next up we got our midlife break, and like I said before, it's provided by Simply Witchy. It's titled "The View Isn't Good From Here." It's coming up next, but first we're gonna hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Alina Haba. Russell, you're crazy if you value Mar-a-Lago for 18 million. Yeah. Well, that's because of the stupid fraud stuff. Beck Frank, lace. Yeah, she had a little lingerie hanging out underneath. It's like business up front, party in the back. Yeah, there's a little of that going on. Patriot Ed, Hannity is a fence sitter for Fox. Yeah, I've heard that for a long time. When I worked in a different factory, I've worked in a couple factories in my life. But when I was making road repair products and stuff, I used to listen to Wood Radio, which is like conservative radio around here. And I used to listen to Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh and a couple other guys and stuff. Didn't really know what to think because I wasn't ever involved in politics. But since we've been doing this and we cover Sean Hannity, I've seen a lot of people say that he's kind of a fence sitter and he's a little bit of a grifter and things like that. Told Carrie was a dickie. She didn't have the dickies on. I'm going to pull that up because I don't know why you guys don't know what dickies is. I don't think it's a Michigan thing. Maybe it is. I thought everybody had dickies. Like, this is Dickies. It's just work clothes. See the Dickies brand right here? Oh, you guys can actually see the mouse. That's weird. You're not supposed to be able to see the mouse. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, it's kind of comparable to Carhartt. Carhartt's better in my opinion, but Dickies is cheap. You can get it at Walmart. I remember we brought it up the other day and nobody knew what Dickies was. That's weird to me. It's not common that you guys haven't heard of something that I'm talking about. Normally, I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. Let's see if I can figure out why you guys can see my mouse. There we go. Fixed it. I want you guys looking at my little mouse. Guess Wood Radio sounds kind of gay. Yeah, not everyone's a fan. Yes. In the morning, it's the morning Wood Radio. The morning Wood Radio show. You gotta pay extra for that, though. What you doing, Loaf? Loafed up. You're a good boy. You look like you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yes. He's so sick of my shit. Major, your mouse is showing. I know I was just waving my mouse around in front of you guys. Sorry about that. Patriot Dad, definitely like his wife. Ainsley, she's hot and based. Well, damn, I might have to check that out. Told Kara Dickie was a fake shirt front before it was a brand name. Interesting. I've never heard that before. What's up, Bones? Happy Freedom. I just realized we got 2 different Bones that have been hanging out. Bones, Dickie's bought Carhartt, same company. Damn, I did not know that. See, you guys learn me something new every day. I did not know that. Beck Frank, we have a brand like that called Hard Yaka. Yaka is slang for work. Interesting. That's very interesting. Thank you for letting me know, Beck Frank. Vinny C, you wear Dickies for work? Yeah. When I was in high school, everybody used to just wear Dickies because the shorts were longer. So, like, you didn't have your kneecap showing and stuff after they took away baggy clothes. Shroom and she's a neocon. I've heard that a couple times, too. Cass, huge in Minnesota, too. What is? Vinny C, Rush was a boss? Yeah. It's always like, Rush Radio. What's up, Trop? Happy Freedom to you. Yeah, I used to listen to Rush like every day. And be like, you're now listening to Rush. Limbaugh in the morning. And be like 3 in the afternoon. Thank you so much, Guessum, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Guessum. Thank you so much for the support. Says, for Habba's hot, sexy, low-cut blouse. Thank you, Guessum. What's up, Montana? Happy Freedom to you. Oh, I guess I love you too. Pager Dad, Dickie shorts are the best. I haven't had any in a while, not since I was in high school, but they used to be the way to go. Cass, oh, Dickies are huge in Minnesota? Yeah. Maybe it's the states that get cold. Could be. What's up, Butterfly? Happy Freedom. What's up, Crickleberry? Happy Freedom to you. Crickleberry, I like Duluth Trading Co. shorts. I've never heard of that. I'm going to take a gander really quick. My stomach is so upset, and I really don't know why. I actually didn't eat yesterday. I don't know why. All this like eating better and working out and stuff makes it so I don't have an appetite, which I don't understand that. And I literally didn't eat yesterday. I haven't ate yet today either. And I'm not acting like an edgy asshole. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Zero, you grew up listening to Wood Radio? Yeah. I bet it sucks now that Rush isn't on there. Russell, well, I want to show off my sexy knees. Yeah, Russell, I ain't got sexy knees. I got like scars and war wounds and stuff. I was rough when I was a child. Zero, I know Paul Harvey. I don't know who that is. Who's Paul Harvey? Russell, you know who that is too? Vinny C, Jeff is fasting. Yeah, sort of. I'm not intentionally trying to fast. I just don't have an appetite. Glamour, he's right here. Look, I'm touching him. He don't like it. He's a good boy. Yes, you a good boy. Mm-hmm. Very nice. You're a good K. Yes, good K. Butterfly, thrift stores are the place to find Carhartts and Dickies. Yeah, they're probably actually affordable then, because the stuff is expensive. Crick, his Dockers. I only know a little bit about docking, and I don't know much else about it. Here, Juicer, I'm wearing Dickies right now. Keeps the knees from getting burnt better than anything. Have you tried knee pads here, Juicer? Holy. I know, here, Juicer. I'm watching you right now. Butterfly, Jeff Mack, you an asshole? Never. All the time. I try to turn it off, but you know it happens. What's up, Michael? Happy Freedom. Can I pet that cat? You can. I should bring Klaus to the hooligan picnic. That's what I should do. We can take pictures holding the Klaus. I might. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get him outside of the house, but we'll see. Ramsey, Dickies are popular in Texas during 1 month of almost winter. They're getting them sales any way they can. So keep moving. Happy Freedom to you. Carhartt is more expensive, I think. Yeah, I think so too. But I also think that Carhartt is better. I think if you buy like a Carhartt coat, like a winter coat or whatever, that they're better than Dickies. You know, they actually keep you warm. It's waterproof for a while. After a while, they kind of start to absorb water. But yeah, I think Carhartt is a little better than Dickies. So I think it's worth the extra few doll hairs. Mr. Lynn, our Goodwill marks things up too high. Yeah, and I've heard that a lot about Goodwill. I stopped going in there. Every time I go to a thrift store, one, there's no dudes anything. It's like the whole store is for women, and then out in the corner in the back somewhere is a rack, and it's got everything a dude wears on these 2 racks, and all of it's worn out because we don't really get rid of our clothes unless they don't fit. So we wear them until they're falling apart, and then we're like, yeah, let's thrift it. And yeah, and then Goodwill, they're jacking the prices up and stuff. It's just not worth it. What's up, Salty Alien? Happy Freedom to you. Happy Freedom to you, Teasel. Yes, I'm over here on X. Russell, on voice chat, we need to listen to Paul Harvey's rest of the story. We will. Do you want me to write you a reminder, Russell? I think I got 2 different reminders set for you for voice chat. 0 fake turtlenecks. It was the turtleneck with a front and back flap. I don't even know what that is, 0. I don't even know how to Google that. Guess every time I go, there's no dudes. That's all I needed to hear. Yeah, guess yeah, I guess I don't know if you'd be a big fan of that place, but you know. Glamour, is that why you only wear merch? No, because I'm just self-absorbed and I like to have my name all over my clothes. Come on, man. Duh. Duh. Why do you think I wear merch and make everybody else wear merch? I like seeing my name all over the place. I even stuck my face on one of these t-shirts. Glamour, you have no idea. Obviously, yeah, exactly. It's obvious, I know. What's up, Goth? Happy Freedom to you. Butterfly, makes sense about the thrift stores there. Try a rich area. Goodwill does jack the prices up. Yeah, I don't even know where a rich area is. I probably have to go to Grand Rapids or something like that. Hair Juicer, what do you need? What do you need me to do to get you back in the website? I saw that Tammy logged in earlier today, so I saw that she logged in. Just tell me what you need and I'll provide it to you, Hair Juicer. All right, Hooligans. We're going to move forward here. Like I said, we got our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through. This one was provided by Simply Witchy. Let me get this pulled up real quick. Like, it's short, but it's good. Everybody writing wiener jokes in the chat now. This is titled, "The View Isn't Good From Here."
Why doesn't The View have any trans women on it?
Great point. It has a lot of women that look trans, but none of them... It has a lot of second and third takes. After a drink, you go, huh? But it doesn't have...
Why doesn't The View have any trans...
Holy. Got a lot of women that look trans. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyways, moving forward here, back into the news. Sheriff Richard Del Toro gives update on extradition of driver. This is our doubly. We got the first video where the sheriff's going to tell us about the illegal truck driver that did the U-turn, killing the 3 Americans. And the second video is him being transported. So we're going to play both those back to back starting now. Let's get this first video pulled up. Let's see. Get them both pulled up. I can handle them both at the same time. Fucking YouTube interface. There we go. Anyways, go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get into this.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sheriff Richard Del Toro at St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. Our office has just taken custody and control of Mr. Singh. As you know, he's been charged with 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter. He's been transported down here from the Leon County Sheriff's Office. We thank them for their assistance, Sheriff Walter McNeil, and also the Florida Highway Patrol for all their diligence and hard work on this case. Mr. Singh has been booked in without incident. He is being held without bond pending first appearance. And again, he is in our care, custody, and control now as he awaits the charges and the trial for this case until it's settled.
Okay, details there about the illegal truck driver, and now we're going to watch him get transported here. Now, I'm super jealous because I can't afford a Gucci shirt, but the illegal can, and that just burns my brisket. Either way, let's get into this. Alright, so I know that wasn't that entertaining, but at least we get to see hands on the illegal there. We'll see how it goes. Being transported to Florida from California so he could be tried. He can get that due process he wants so damn bad. We'll see what happens with him. Next up, FBI raids home and office of former ex-Trump advisor John Bolton. I've never even heard of John Bolton, but either way, they're doing an investigation for classified information. They just raided his house and his office. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the illegal truck driver. Once again, he's being charged with 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter, and then, well, we'll see about deportations after that. Either way, hopping in the chat. 0, yeah, you're absolutely right. The review, come on, man, he got that Gucci second hand. I'd have to get it 4th or 5th hand just to be able to afford the shit. And after all that, I'd put it on and wouldn't even look good in it. You know, it's just the way my luck is. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. Michael, it's nice when the law is actually follows and there's accountability. Yeah, when they actually enforce the law, absolutely. I just wish they wouldn't have had to kill 3 Americans before someone decided to do the right thing. Because the last time we covered an update about this guy, there was 2 different opportunities where they could have prevented this from happening, and they didn't. You know, it wasn't until people died that all of a sudden they were like, oh, you know what, maybe we should actually do something about this guy. And it's like, it shouldn't have had, you know, it shouldn't have taken all of that, but unfortunately it did. Major flea market. Oh, you think it's a fake Gucci? That's a Fucci shirt. That's Fucci there. That fake Gucci. Told care, keep trucking all the way home. Yes. Picture Dad, can we deport the asshole that gave him a Class A license? I wish. I think it was California that gave him the license, even though he can't follow English verbal commands and he can't read 3 out of the 4 highway signs that they tested him on. Butterfly, glad him and his brother have been arrested. He thought that driver, let's see, he thought the driver he could hide again in Cali, not with ICE, FAFO. Yeah, I didn't realize he had a passenger in the truck. Every time they show that video of the van slamming into the trailer, it's always cropped, so it just shows the driver. That was the first time I seen it where you could actually see the passenger. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom. Butterfly is probably a knockoff or shoplifted by an illegal. That could be. Great kiss. Keep him a parachute his ass. No, no, no. We need to send him a C-Cot. That's what needs to happen. Major, nobody was crying due process during Obama. Yeah. Yeah, and Obama deported way more people than we've deported so far under President Trump. Ramsey, capital punishment. Yeah, that's what he deserves. Here, Juicer. I did make a password for you, and I sent it to. I'll text it to you again. There you go. I just texted it to you. Zero. I'll have to tag Jeff in some accountability video. Karen screaming, "Don't touch me," and Sheriff shoves her to the ground and arrests her. It could be a funny video. Yeah, definitely tag me in it, Zero. They review a Coochie shirt. Can't afford that either. Told her care the password is boobs. Now I gotta change the fucking password to Old Care. You telling everybody. Come on, man. I thought I was being so clever, too. Beck Frank, knowing my luck, Hair Juicer will be in the voice chat today, and I'm not going to be there. What do you mean, Beck Frank? What are you saying? What do you mean you ain't going to be there? Well, now no one's going to go, okay? Once again, it's your fault, Beck Frank. I don't know why you do this to us. You're supposed to be there. My feed, the sea cot. That's what he deserves. Deserves a nice long stay at the sea cot. Goth, you have a sexy voice today. Sounds like you have had a little cold. Well, I thank you, Goth. Thank you. I didn't realize I had a sexy voice today. You hear that, Klaus Daniels? Daddy's got a sexy voice today. No, I was screaming and yelling because I was frustrated yesterday. I was having technical problems, and screaming at the computer helps. It doesn't help my voice, but it helps me think. And so it's just remnants of that. I don't handle stress very well. But at least I ain't drinking, you know. Glamour's so tired. I'm tired too. Going out? You going out drinking? Beck Frank, talk about peer pressure. Yeah. Yeah, Beck Frank, where do you think you were? It's all about the peer pressure. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? Happy freedom to you. Hair Juicer, no worries. I just sent it to you, though. Let me know if you need any other help. Brian, sexy voice and smoldering bedroom eyes. He walks over to the bedside table, lays the Glock down seductively. Yes. My feed, absolutely no remorse for him either. Yeah. Beck Frank will drag my ass up and get myself organized so you guys don't have a hissy fit. We will, Beck Frank. We will hissy fit all over the place. And we're going to wear t-shirts that say Beck Frank did it. Post Malone, that's fake Gucci from India. Yeah. You see, I didn't realize it until you guys started pointing it out. He's got that Fucci on. It's okay, Walt. Happy freedom to you. Paul Harvey was great. I'm going to learn it in the voice chat tonight. I might know who it is. Zero thinks I probably would know it if I heard his voice. What's up, Guy? Happy freedom. Guy, Google do a barrel roll. Oh, it makes Google flip. There's a bunch of Easter eggs that Google used to do. I forgot about all that stuff. That stuff came out when the Google Assistant came out, where you could say, "Hey, Google." I just set off my own unit, so I'm sure that I set your guys' off too. Good stuff. Well, like I was saying, FBI raids home and office of former ex-Trump advisor John Bolton. Let's get this pulled up. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
In the meantime, we do continue to cover breaking news as we have been all throughout the morning. The FBI searching the Maryland home and Washington office of John Bolton, who served in President Trump's first administration as National Security Advisor. Now, the Associated Press is reporting that this is all part of an investigation into the handling of classified information. A lot to discuss and a lot to break down, so I do want to bring in Jack Jupin, a retired FBI supervisory special agent of the Joint Terrorism Task Force and the FBI SWAT team. He's also the CEO of Jupin International. And right now you are taking a live look here outside of that home in Bethesda, Maryland, where you can see the FBI agents are taking things in and out of that home. Jack, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us and break it all down today.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, this is a quintessential raid that we would normally do. Normally we do it at 6 a.m. This one happened at 7. They're obviously hitting 2 locations, his residence and his office. The FBI is currently looking for, as we mentioned earlier, they're looking for physical evidence. They're looking for computers, any kind of devices that may obtain classified information. It could be physical notes, handwritten. It could be documents that Mr. Bolton maybe maintained from his time in the government. And obviously looking at his computers, his laptops and things such as that. So that's what's going on right now. That's what you're seeing on TV. The agents are, conducting this in accordance with the order of a federal magistrate judge, which would have signed off on this, obviously, as well. This has been signed off at the highest levels of not only the FBI, but the Attorney General herself, Ms. Bondi. So this is what's happening. This is what's transpiring as you see it right now.
And the Associated Press, as we mentioned, is reporting that this is all related to classified information, the handling of all of that. I want to get your take on that because as of right now, this isn't the first time we're hearing the name John Bolton associated with classified information, especially over the last several years.
Yeah, as we spoke earlier, Josh, handling classified information is a big deal. As I mentioned to you earlier, when we would walk even from the FBI office in Newark, New Jersey to the U.S. Attorney's office, if we even had secret information to transport over to the U.S. Attorney's office, it was like triple bonded. It was in, a folder, then a binder, then a box. I mean, it was protected at the highest level. Top secret information is never transported anywhere. You will come to us and you will sit in a skiff and you will look at that information. You can't print it out. You can't do any of that. You can look at it in a secure compartmental location. In this case here, if there's top secret information at his house, that's just, it's unheard of. It's not the kind of thing we do. Nobody in government should be doing or have the authority to do.
I did want to ask because not only is the FBI out there, we've also seen Montgomery County Police, other officials with different agencies. How does everyone kind of coordinate? Because the FBI, I would imagine, is kind of leading the charge to go in and collect all of this. But how do you communicate between agencies to make sure that everyone's kind of on the same page there?
Yeah, and we are going to work with the locals. I mean, in my 23 years at the FBI, there's never really been very, very rarely a situation where we do not notify local police or state police or the county officials and let them know what we're doing. I mean, we all have to work in concert. We all have to know, okay, the FBI is coming in there. Yes, the FBI will lead this investigation. It's a national security investigation. But that being said, we are always partnered up with our local, state, county officials. And that's very normal. So that's why you're going to see other law enforcement out there, and they're going to, maintain a perimeter. They're going to maintain keeping the press away, keeping, other, looker on or people looking on. They're going to keep them away and just maintain, a presence while the FBI is conducting the search warrant.
As of right now, we've been told by different officials there, the Associated Press reporting that Bolton hasn't been detained. He's not taken into custody. Is that fairly normal for a raid where you don't see somebody necessarily arrested right there?
Yeah, I mean that's very common. You have two different kind of warrants, right? You have a search warrant, which is currently what you're seeing now, not only at his residence but at his office as well. But sometimes you'll have an arrest warrant accompanying a search warrant. In this case, that will not be the case. Right now, the FBI is in the process of conducting a full investigation. I mean, this is not a new investigation, quite frankly. This happened years ago when he wrote a book that had classified information, and a judge had weighed in on that at the time. He did not get the permission of the Department of Justice, which any one of us who worked for the DOJ has to obtain permission before you write a book. And, the biggest sin is writing a book without telling DOJ. I saw on numerous occasions, the rules seem to change a little bit on how high of a level you may be at. Mr. Comey wrote a book in 5 minutes after retiring and after leaving the Bureau and being released. And I don't know how that happened so quickly, because normally this is quite a process to get approved to write a book and to put, information out there. And quite frankly, I'm shocked that any classified information is put into a book about our methods and our means and ways we do our business.
And there's no clear understanding right now if there even will be charges or anything of that nature. I wanted to make sure to point that out because, this obviously is a federal investigation. We're not going to get that information ahead of time. We don't know what does happen next. What I do want to pop up right now, though, and get your take on is this post from FBI Director Kash Patel. He hasn't necessarily connected this to the situation ongoing, but FBI Director Kash Patel moments before the raid happened posted simply, "No one is above the law, FBI agents on a mission." What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that wholeheartedly. Nobody is. I know I used to laugh when I was in the FBI that it felt like FBI agents were held to a higher standard than politicians were. To be quite honest, God forbid we stepped out of line even a little bit. All eyes were on us. And to this day, I've seen it, quite frankly, way too often, that many politicians who do have access to our information, our top secret information, they can talk about it freely, almost at a cocktail party, but that's fine. But if an FBI agent did any of this, we're held to the highest scrutiny in the world. And I just find it kind of ironic that some other people, almost laugh about this and talk about it so freely. And it's not something to be talked about freely.
Okay, kind of a longer video there talking about John Bolton's home and office being raided. Like I said, I have no idea who that guy is. Either way, they're raiding his properties because of classified information investigation. They went to his house and his office, but he has not been detained or taken into custody. They're going to review everything, and we'll see if they find anything. Then maybe he will go to jail. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's very strange to see accountability these days. We'll see how it goes. Next up, Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be released from jail today. This is the poor father from Maryland who's actually a MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, woman-beating piece of shit. They are going to be repeating the lie of mistakenly deported because they love to say that on soft-ass news. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about John Bolton getting raided. Russell, yeah, we'll play it during the voice chat. Just remind me and I'll leave the chat. That way I can come back and get the link. Zero, Bolton has been a warmonger his whole career. He's a liar and he has TDS. Well, maybe he deserves to get raided then. God, John Bolton was part of the Trump cabinet for a short time in 2016. He got fired. Rumor was he was leaking to the press to obstruct Trump's agenda. He was a war hawk too. Interesting. Thank you for letting me know, Goth. What's up, Grinches, bro? Happy freedom to you. toast. The other shoe is about to drop, in my opinion. It would be nice to see them actually take people to jail and stuff. Picture Dad hated Bolton since the 90s. Warmonger like Lindsey Graham. Never fought for anything and willing to send us to war. Sissies. Yeah, Patriot Dad. Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't need anybody else like Lindsey Graham. We don't need any of that stuff. So the carry was a panty raid. It might have been. Were they sniffing around his underwear drawer like they did Melania? Greenwich Bro, is he getting probed? I don't know if he's getting probed. He got raided. It's close. You know, first things first. Happy frame to you, Brian. Chops raid everyone. Well, not everyone. I don't want to be raided. Alright, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be released from jail today. Really interesting. It's coming up next, but first I want to remind you, hooligans, if you guys would like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Lost myself in the schedule here. Oh, here we go. Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be released from jail today. They've been kind of holding this over our head ever since they brought him back to U.S. soil after they said multiple times that they would never do that. It's no good. Either way, hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be released from a Tennessee jail today. You'll recall that Garcia was mistakenly deported to El Salvador from Maryland back in March. He was brought back to Tennessee in June to face criminal charges in a move his lawyers allege were, quote, vindictive and selective. I want to bring in CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez. Good to see you, my friend.
Good morning.
All right, so how do we expect this to play out?
So earlier in the summer, a federal judge said that Abrego Garcia could indeed be released from pretrial detention from criminal custody because he was not necessarily a public safety threat or a flight risk. But the open question was whether or not ICE was going to move to deport him immediately after that release. And so his lawyers asked the court to delay that release. And so that was paused. That pause is expiring today. So he could be released from that criminal federal custody, and he should be allowed to return to Maryland, where he used to live with his U.S. citizen child and wife, because of another court ruling out of Maryland. The open question is now whether ICE officials in Maryland will move to detain him if he is indeed allowed to go back to that state, and whether they will seek to deport him to El Salvador again and try to terminate that withholding order that prevented his deportation there, or if they will move to deport him to a third country, which is technically legal in this case.
All right, so
anyways, they go on to talk about other topics there that we've already covered, so we'll just go ahead and leave that at that. Either way, they're still saying mistakenly deported, even though that's just a blatant lie. He could be released from federal custody, but they're wondering if ICE is going to detain him if he does get released from federal custody, because they may deport him if ICE gets him, and that'd be fine to me. I think they need to send him back to CCOT. They said that he would never step foot on U.S. soil again, and then they shipped him back here. It's no good. It's no good. They need to go ahead and get that story put behind us. We've been covering that for like a year at this point. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news, and I wish it was lefties losing it, but instead it's a sad story about a 7-month-old baby that went missing, and now they think the baby's dead, so the parents were just arrested. This is titled Emmanuel Haro, Everything we know about the parents' arrest and missing baby case. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this MS-13 piece of shit, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Toast. Not too long ago, this would be treason, or at least sedition. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes, too. We'll have to stay up to date with it. God, this douchebag's gonna get off. Doesn't ICE have a restraining order against them and this guy? Yeah. And they didn't bring that up in that video, but yeah, somehow they did put a restraining order on ICE on behalf of this guy. I believe this is the same guy. And it just doesn't make any sense, but we'll see how it goes. Crit kiss. Spending tax money on these assholes. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying they sat in the Oval Office. The whole Trump administration did, including Boo Boo Kelly, the president of El Salvador, and they all said he would never come back, and then they sent him back. And now they're talking about giving him bond, letting him just be free until he goes to court. And I like how they say he's not a flight risk. He's here illegally. How is he not a flight risk? He could pretty much go anywhere except for here, and here he is. So, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Meow. Are you sure? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for letting me know. What's up, Rhyme Time? Happy freedom to you. You're a big heavy cat. You know that? Well, you gotta... Hold on. Okay. Okay. Say hello. You gonna say hi? Yep. Give them all the Klaus ASMR they can handle. Get that big booty over here. Yeah. Lay that butt down. You still got 20 minutes till it's fancy feast time. You just hold on. Hold your horses, you cat. Brian, oh, I felt the purr. Mm-hmm. You guys are making the Rumblebot do math? Is it good at math? What's up, Sassy Patriot? Happy freedom. Alright, hooligans, moving forward here. This is the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. Like I said, Emmanuel Haro, everything we know about the parents' arrest and missing baby case. Come on, GoofTube. Jesus loves us. Alright, hooligans, go hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
We do have breaking news in the case of a missing baby, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. His parents have been arrested for murder. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Let's get right to Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan with all the details. Rob?
Right. Well, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, along with help from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, out here all morning long investigating at the home of that couple. Let's see if we can push in here to where you can see the forensics team back there investigating. You know, it was just about this time last week we were standing there on the front porch talking with the parents as they were making an emotional plea for help, claiming their child had been kidnapped. Now, precisely 1 week later, both of them under arrest on suspicion of murder. 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro now presumed dead. The boy's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, now under arrest, accused of murder. Sheriff's deputies sealing off the entire property as investigators search for clues as to what really happened to the baby. This all starting when the boy's parents reporting him kidnapped at a Big 5 parking lot more than a week ago in Yucaipa. The day after their report, the mother making this tearful plea for her boy to be returned.
Just give him back to me again, please. Don't harm my son. Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, please.
But within a day of their interview with Eyewitness News, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying the parents had stopped cooperating with their investigation. Then came news of the father's criminal history, convicted of willful cruelty to a child 2 years ago. Today, members of the community coming to the scene this morning, still in shock about everything that's happened.
Heart-wrenching for everybody. I'm a mother and a grandmother, so it's been emotional. I've been following it since it started, and it's taken a toll on me. I've been having a hard time sleeping at night and just trying to keep up with the updates.
And then when you found out this morning that they were arrested, accused
I
of
was
murder.
shaking. I was shaking.
Goosebumps. All up and down my arms, my legs, goosebumps, because I had a feeling.
And now a live look at the scene from Air 7 up above. It's important to point out that the Sheriff's Department says the search for this 7-month-old child continues. Despite rumors floating around in the community, they have not found the child or the child's body yet, but Emmanuel Haro is presumed to be dead at this point. Now, just a few minutes ago, the attorney for Jake Haro showed up and was escorted into the scene by sheriff's investigators trying to find out more about what that's about. But again, the parents of Emmanuel Haro both arrested on suspicion of murder. Live in Cabazon, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, like I said, sad story there. It's kind of hard to say. A part of me wants to like go in on the parents, but then another part of me feels like, what if the baby was, kidnapped or whatever? Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it when you hear the charges that the father has. So they're saying the parents of a 7-month-old baby are arrested on suspicion of murder. The woman claims that she was attacked and knocked unconscious, and then when she woke, the baby was kidnapped. There was inconsistencies in their story during the investigation, and then after a short time, they stopped cooperating, and then the father's criminal history got brought up. He's been charged with willful cruelty to a child on his record. Their 2-year-old is now in custody of Child Protective Services, and they're still searching for the child, the authorities are. But they're presuming that the baby is dead. And so we just covered a story like this. I think it was yesterday. I don't know how you can charge someone with murder if you don't ever find the body. I don't know what to think about that, because it's part of the evidence, right? So like you can't convict somebody of murder if there's no body. So they're going after them for murder, but they'd have a hard time proving it unless they actually find evidence. Obviously, the 7-month-old didn't just get up and walk away. With the father's record, I'm kind of inclined to believe that they did murder the kid to a certain degree. And her doing the crocodile tears, maybe they're legit, but maybe it's for the wrong reasons. Maybe he killed the kid and she knows it and she's crying about it, but they think she's crying because of the kidnapping that never happened. Or maybe the kidnapping did happen and people are just being assholes accusing them of murder. I don't know. It's hard to say, but with charges like that with the husband, it kind of seems possible, if not probable, that they did smoke the baby. So I don't know. Hopefully they can find the body and actually get these guys for murder. It doesn't always stop them from murder convictions, but technically it should. It's not technicality. It's not right that you could be convicted for murder if you can't find a murdered body. Right? That's not really justice. But at the same time, we're talking about a 7-month-old baby who doesn't deserve any bad things to happen to it. So hopefully we can get a follow-up on this. Hopefully they'll find the child. Of course, we wish that they would find the child alive and doing well, and some old lady was just senile and thought the baby belonged to him, and that everything's going to be all okay. But in the world we live in, I highly doubt that's going to be the case. We'll try and get a follow-up on this story. Either way, that is the last little bit of the news. Next up, we got the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. I provided the first one. It's titled, "What Does That Candle Smell Like?" And our official funny video of the day was provided by Cerebrus, and it's titled The Daily News. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these potential really shitty parents. Simply Witchy, it was his daughter that he was convicted on. She's severely handicapped as a result. Yeah, so that even sounds like more reason to believe that they probably did smoke the baby. And I really think that it'd be him and that she knows about it, and that's why she's so, distraught and all of that. Cyril, why'd she have a black eye? Yeah. The husband seems like a real piece of work. Russell, if it's true, they need to be fried. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Goth, you can get a conviction with a corpse. You just need enough evidence to give a higher probability that they did it. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, but they don't have a body. So you can't charge. You shouldn't be able to convict someone of murder if you can't find a body that they murdered. You know, that's the way the law works. Now, it doesn't always go that way. If they can find enough probability, then they can try and get you. It happened here. There's I think it was called Baby Kate. It was like 20 years ago or some shit. There was a missing baby. I believe it was Baby Kate. And they couldn't find the baby. They said the father left with the baby or something and came back, no baby. And they held him in prison for like almost a year before he got a conviction. And it happened in Ludington. And they never found the baby. They never did. But they convicted him of murder because they believed that he killed the baby. Now, everybody else in town thought that he sold the baby or like did an adoption thing of some sort, gave the baby to someone else. But the Ludington courthouse didn't care about that, and they just convicted him of murder. Now, I don't know what he's doing now. I mean, I don't know if he's alive or dead or what. He's obviously in prison. But it always felt wrong that they convicted him of murder when they never found the body. Now, it's his fault for whatever happened to the baby, but to get murder without a body, that doesn't make sense. And so, I don't know. It's always a hard thing because they obviously deserve punishment. They did something to their kid. In this story and the one I'm referencing, you know, from 20 years ago or whatever, when something bad happens to a kid, obviously somebody needs to be held accountable. But to charge someone for murder when there's no body, that, I don't know. That just doesn't seem right. So, I don't know. It's a hard situation. Brian, I know this is poor tasted, but even if a murder is obvious, if you have no body, almost feel, well, the killer earned their freedom, they thread the needle. Well, I'm not saying that, you know, somebody should be off the hook because they don't have a body to prove murder. Give them other charges, right? Child endangerment and stuff like that. Because if you leave with the kid and you come back, kid's gone, same thing in this, right? Left with the kid, supposedly was attacked, knocked unconscious, woke up, baby's missing. Well, the baby was still in your possession when it went missing. So there needs to be something. But to charge someone with murder and there's no body, that could actually happen to anybody. If you think about it, somebody points a finger at you and calls the police, says you murdered somebody. The person you murdered is factually missing. Nobody knows where they are. What's to say that they're not going to get you for murder? If they don't need a body, how do you not get hit with murder? You know, so that's the slippery slope of the situation. But there obviously needs to be some accountability. But to give murder without a body, that's, I don't know, that just doesn't seem right. The story's weird. The story's very weird. Hopefully they find the child and then, you know, they can get a solid conviction out of it, because that's going to be the whole fight. If they don't ever find the kid, the whole time they're in court, that's all they're going to fight over, is that no body, no murder. And so, you know, we'll see how it goes. Danon, hopefully it's just the start. Yeah, they're saying the investigation's ongoing, so hopefully they will find more evidence and then they can get a conviction, because the worst thing will be if there's no conviction. You know, if they're going for murder, they can't prove it, that's that. They're free to go. And who knows what'll happen. You know, the husband has already got a nasty record, so they definitely don't need to be free in the streets. Yeah, Brian. No, we're just brainstorming. Goth, they brought murder charges on Casey Anthony without finding the baby. While she was locked up, they found the corpse. She got off too. Well, I don't know why they let her go, but if they found the baby, then they found the person murdered. So I don't know why they didn't give her murder. Toast. Teenager disappeared here 6 or 7 years ago. With all the child trafficking, it's so sad. Yeah, that's terrible. Crickis, they found something in the water pipes or sewage system. Well, hopefully it can point to a conviction. It's interesting you guys all talking about Doc Martens in the chat. When I was young, my mom used to always warn me about that stuff because there used to be a Klan headquarters in South Bend. Eventually, everybody went and burnt the building down, and the Klan left, and that like 20 years ago, like 25 years ago probably. But my mom was always telling me never to wear Doc Martens because that's what skinheads wear. And there's more to it than just wearing Doc Martens, but that's what she used to always tell me. And so I always stayed away from it. The majority of my family's black, and so they sure as hell weren't wearing Doc Martens. And everywhere we went, everybody kind of felt the same way. You just don't wear that shit because it's merch of skinheads. And then now here I am in my 30s, and people like Doc Martens. And they get them in all kinds of colors and shit, and I still just see them as an icon from skinhead racism. And I will never wear Doc Martens. I'll never think they're cool looking or anything because of how I was raised. And so I always think it's interesting when people are openly talking in a public setting about how they like Doc Martens and this, that, and the other, because I'm always looking like, this person's a closet skinhead. Like, I always think that, and I can't help it because it's how I was raised. It's kind of like the geo trackers. My mom told me that gay people drive geo trackers, and she said it like she meant it. And I will always think that. Anytime I see a geo tracker, I'm like, that person's flamboyant. That's the dangers of not being a tip-top parent, is your kids are going to believe what you say. Kaz, Doc Martens were cool when I was in high school, but I don't like them. They're uncomfortable. Yeah. It's definitely no good having uncomfortable shoes. I know that. Vinny C. Edward Norton, American History C. I've never heard of American History C. Is this supposed to be X? Oh yeah, C is right next to X. Is that what you're talking about? American History X. That's a pretty crazy movie. Vinny C. Yeah, that's a really crazy movie. Okay, same with the Prius. Yeah. Patriot Ed. Doc Martens don't equal a Nazi. It's how you wear them. Yeah, I know. It has to do if you wear white laces or red laces, and if you got ladder laces or not. And I didn't know any of that when I was a kid. I didn't know that till I was in my 20s. But by that point, I had almost 20 years of being told over and over and over again, the boots equal skinhead, and so it's just in my brain like that. And I don't care what people do. So like if I see Doc Martens, if you are a skinhead, you're not gunning for me. So I don't fucking care what people do, so if I'm out in public and I see someone rocking Doc Martens, I'm not like, oh, let's go be a pain in this guy's ass. I just think, oh, look at that shit. And then I just think all those things I was taught when I was younger, and I just keep moving. I don't want to interfere with people's lives. I just don't. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. Never, ever worth it. Toast. We've all been programmed constantly. Yeah. It's just the things my mom told me are not true. They're just factually not true. I feel like the water boy, It's like, mama said it was the devil. Like, that's me. That's what my mom did when I was younger. She just told me a bunch of shit that wasn't true. And it's funny because I had to learn the hard way. It'd be in a setting like this where I'm just talking from the heart, and I'd say some shit, but I really thought that was like real. And I had people look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, my mama said. And they're like, your mom was lying to you. And I was like, what? And now we got Google and shit, so I can Google shit and be like, damn, for 20 years I was telling people that if you drive a geo tracker, it means you're gay. Like, totally believed it. 100% believed it. Believe my mama's lies. What's up, MW? Happy Freedom. The preppies in the 80s wore docs. That's interesting. Sassy Patriot, you think she was fake crying? She might have been. Or maybe she feels guilty for killing the baby. Maybe she was crying because of that. That's what I was wondering when I first watched the video. Is she crying because she feels guilty that she smoked her own kid? Zero, they found a skull in the park here this week. Police searched but didn't find any more body parts. Young man been missing since July of 2021. That's interesting. Sherman, she lied about everything except for women. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Anyways, moving forward here, we're going to get into the fun stuff. Hold on. Got the ladder laces. Makes me remember when I bought my docs, the guy at Journeys laced them for me in ladder laces. I hated that and undid them. Good thing. Good thing, too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's culture of sorts. That's the slippery slope of it, you know. That's like I had to learn the hard way many times not to repeat everything that you guys say in the chat, because people will come up and say shit in the chat and I'd say it, and next thing you know, YouTube gives me a strike and I'm like, what the fuck did I even say? Said a phrase I never heard before, find out it's hate speech or some shit, and it's like, oh, that's great. Anyways, moving forward, like I said, we're gonna get into the fun stuff. We're gonna be opening today's door of the advent calendar sent by Tori Wayne, and we got our 2 funny videos of the day coming up. But first, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You could do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see who we get today out of the advent calendar sent by Tori Wayne. Let's see which Pokemon you guys think it is going to be. Just type in the chat before we crack her open here. Oh man, I don't even know this one's name. I got him on Pokemon Go, but I don't know his name. You guys are going to have to help me figure it out. Come on, give me the thing. It wants to fight me every time. There we go. All right. We got this guy, and I cannot think of what his name is. I got a million of these on Pokemon Go. You hooligans, we're going to have to Google it. But either way, thank you so much, Tori Wayne. I really appreciate you. All right, hooligans, we're going to pull up these funny videos, and I am going to Google which Pokemon that is. I wonder if it says it. Does it say it on their little stand? No. No, it does not. That's unfortunate. Either way, I'll figure it out. Let's get these funny videos pulled up. There we go. All right, so I provided the first one, and this is titled, "What does the candle smell like?"
Are you smelling the candle? Yeah. What does it smell like fucking shit.
She said it smells like fucking shit. That's terrible. Kids shouldn't talk like that, but man, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Either way, pulling up official funny video of the day. It was provided by Cerebrus. And I think we might have actually covered this one before, but it is a good one. It's definitely worth a replay if we have. Of course, YouTube wants to sit here and buffer the fuck out for no reason. Do. Come on, thing. Do the thing. Come on. Jesus loves us. Most of us. All right. Official funny video of the day. Like I said, it was provided by Cerebrus, and it's titled The Daily News.
Breaking news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined, and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Dan Lee.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary. We're just now getting in reports that all the children have exploded. They will be missed. Let's check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. Do you hear that? Cut the music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reporting
I
from
actually
where
have some
I
more
am.
questions for you. Okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at this chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy.
Man, I am so high up right now.
You are in a helicopter.
I didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything. It's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
You stay right there. We're going to go to commercial.
Have you recently lost a child because they exploded? Because that's crazy. How are we all not talking about this? I feel like that really got glossed over real quick. That's a huge thing. Call Ted Lee. 555 call Ted Lee. I want to talk about this. Call Ted Lee now.
And we're back. Let's check in with Morgan Lee Freeman with sports. Morgan Lee.
I just want to take this sports time to say that whatever you hear about me in the next 24 hours is completely false. People are going to say things and have documents and recordings to back up what they say, and it's just not real. You should believe me and not their solid evidence. Knicks take it by 2.
This is when champions are born. We're going now to Frankly Sinatra with the weather, Frankly.
It's everywhere.
We won't be hearing from him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drowns.
The Daily News. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. Grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop in all the chats we're going to read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Then, of course, we will be raiding out over on Rumble, so don't leave just yet. MU Oshawott, water-type Pokemon, Sea Otter. That's what that is? Hold on, I'm going to look it up. He don't look like an otter. He looks like a teddy bear. All right, hooligans. There is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley. That is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're raiding out over on Rumble. Now, I do want to remind you, hooligans, we are not going to be live tomorrow because tomorrow is the hooligan picnic. We did cancel it. It was canceled for like 12 hours or something like that, but the weather has changed and it is no longer going to be thunderstorming tomorrow. So I'm going to be cooking hot dogs. I'm going to have potato salad and macaroni salad. I still got to go pick that stuff up, but I will do that. And I'll be sitting there cooking, waiting for you hooligans to show up, and we're going to have ourselves a time. So if you want to know more about the hooligan picnic, go to jeffmaclive.com. It's right there in the menu under the Other tab. But yeah, that's the deal. So we're not going to be live tomorrow, but we will be live on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Either way, reading through, we got the pledge, and we're raiding out over on Rumble. Russell, give me 10 after the pledge, and be in voice chat. All right, sounds good. I heard you, so I'm crying. That was so funny. I know. I love that breaking news video. Beck Frank, everybody should get a membership on the site so they can bully you in the voice chat. You're not getting bullied, Beck Frank. Come on now. We're Americanizing you. Beck Frank shows up in the voice chat. We're like showing our guns and stuff like that. Just giving back Frank a hard time there. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh yeah, we got to look up the Pokemon. We're going to see if MU is right or not. Oh, you are right. You are right. Now, how do you say it again? Oshawott. He don't look like an otter to me. He looks like a teddy bear. I don't know. But we figured it out. Thank you, MU. MU knows his Pokemon. Very nice. Very respectable. Toast. This is exactly the same as the news we all see. Yep. It's always bad news or no news. Goth kids are parrots. Parrots? Yeah. Smoked me. She's like, what's the candle smell like? It smelled like fucking shit. And I was like, holy, calm down. It's like she just clocked out of work or something. It's got a mouth of a sailor there. Here, Juicer, the poodles. Yes, you got to come to the voice chat tonight. We're going to force Beck Frank to be there so you guys can finally go over the poodle story. It's like orientation for the website. What's up, Cheddar? Happy freedom to you. Oshawott, yep, you are right. All of you hooligans knew the Pokemon and I didn't. I don't get that. I only know the old ones. Either way, it is that time once again, hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans, we did the thing. And that means it is now time for a raid on Rumble. Let's see who's live. Everybody's live. Let me see. Have we raided Frag this week? So I think we've raided everyone except for Frag. Do you guys remember? I think so. We raided a couple new people this week. We raided Grim. We've never done that. We raided Amish. Hadn't done that before. Jobless is live. We haven't raided him yet. Let me see. I don't think we've raided Frag yet this week. He's been on for 2 hours. Well, let's just do the thing. Frag's cool. Did I do that right? Alright, hooligans, don't forget, hit the like button when you land.
Everybody died in front of me.
Second floor, second floor. Area.
Second floor.
Watch out.
What is that, second floor?
No, there's no suicide. Somebody jump off.
Oh, shit.
I got grabbed.
No, lies.
Whoa.
Oh.
What's up, Craig?
What is that? What the OP?
Yes. Okay, I think you can fix it. But there's no suicide penalties and faster respawn.
They're all camping the top, like, what the hell is this? Of course we are.
He's locked in right now.
Let me complain. I want to complain.
Y'all want to.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm the king.
Yo, Jeff Mac with the raid. Shout out to you, man. How was your stream, bro? Beck Frank in the building. Jeff Mac obviously in the building. Cass in the building. What up? Panty Raid left the back door open. T-Heat, cool kids here now. Hey, come on in. Take your shoes off. We're playing a little bit of... It's not the Master Chief. Yeah, it's a Master Chief collection. Halo Classic with some Rumble Spartans, and we're getting it in right now. We are getting it in. I just fell off the map. It's cool, no suicide penalty. Happy freedom to you as well. Zero. Oh, hell no. Tool, what up? Too old to care.
Another fantastic raid from you, Hooligans. Frag is awesome. He's out there doing the thing, playing some Halo. It's been a long time since I played Halo. Talk about reasons to scream at the screen. Is to get pissed playing that game. Either way, we're going to read through once again, but we are wrapping this up. Like I said, tomorrow we're not going to be live because we're doing the Hooligan Picnic over at the Silver Lake State Park. If you want to know more about that, go to jeffmaclive.com. And in the menu under Other tab, you will see information about the Hooligan Picnic if you'd like to try and make it. We're going to be starting at noon, and it's just going to go until whenever. And the thunderstorms are not supposed to be happening. So I'm hoping for good weather. It says it's going to be partly cloudy, but it is Michigan, so it's, you know, God only knows what's going to happen. Either way, that's the thing. So we will be live again Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. We're going to read through and we're wrapping her up. Simply Witchy, what are Rumble Spartans? Spartans is what the Halo characters are called. The Halo soldiers, those are Spartans. And so it sounds like he's collaborating with other Rumble live streamers playing Halo. So I think that's what he was talking about. Yes. Come on now. We got to wrap this up, buddy. You can get your fancy feast here in a second. All right, reading through. Hey, thank you for being with us, Russell. God, that's some multitasking. Yeah, absolutely. MU, have tremendous fun at the picnic. Make it a blast. I'm gonna do my best, MU. That's the plan. Appreciate you. Rappy, thank you for being with us. Enjoy your weekend. Hey, thank you for being with us, Toast. God, the Pokemon toy kind of look like a clown. A little bit, yeah. It is a little clown-like. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom to you. All right, Hooligans. It looks like we're good to go. Like I said, we will be live Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I assume that we're going to be uploading videos and stuff from the Hooligan Picnic. I don't really know what to expect. I know I'm supposed to get food and I'm supposed to cook the food. That's all I really know. Otherwise, I have no idea what's going to happen. And that's what happens every time we go live, so it's not really that big of a deal for me. But either way, we're going to, I assume, be taking pictures and videos. We'll be uploading that stuff to the website, to Discord, maybe posting on X. We'll see, but we'll see if we can come out with some content tomorrow. We just won't be live, but we will be live Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. Go out there, enjoy your weekend. Find yourself some good food and all of that. Be safe, you hooligans. But make your way back to us Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.